I've been in real estate now for about 2.5 years. Love every minute of it, and yeah, there's plenty of more years to come, that's for sure. I think with the limited supply on stock, that's influencing a whole heap of buyers to each individual property. So I guess that's the problem that we're facing at the moment, allowing to really service all those buyers, because ultimately some buyers will be sellers as well, and we want to really achieve every single bit of service for every single buyer that comes through the home. I guess for me, it's the flexibility from both what I can maintain as well as obviously keeping up that kind of standard that I do like to keep with all the clients. So whether that be sending, offer invites out straight away, you can send home open, thank you for joining us, do you need to sell, and all this kind of thing, all through that one platform through RESO. But ultimately, from a selling perspective, it's allowing to get those offer links out as soon as possible and in a mass number as well. I'm sending upwards of 30 offer links per property, and we can be getting between 15 and 20 offers sometimes on each property. It was a lot of work, and I think that's probably why my listings have gone up personally, because I have more time now to do the prospecting side of things. So in the old school days, I literally had to create a folder beforehand, whether that be an expression of interest or an actual offer and acceptance, and I had to actually fill in the buyer's contact details, because I like to help them through the process as well. It can take upwards of 10 minutes per offer, sometimes even longer if it's a strata. And if you're doing that multiplying by 20 or 30 properties, it's a fair bit of time. So, the ease of just literally going onto RESO, typing in their number and sending it off is, for me now, that's a minute job. It shows that we're proactive. It shows that, if they're at the home open, if they tell me, can we make an offer? Because I've got someone else with me at the home open helping me out, they are literally getting that offer link sent to them within 5 minutes. So it's fresh in their mind. They're going home in the car. They can discuss the property. So that by the time they get home, they've actually got that link in front of them and they can submit an offer. So I'd say the days of having, that technology is a barrier from a communication perspective, that's no longer a thing for me. It's straight onto we follow up with a phone call, but they've got that resource to do what they need straight away without any delay. So before, I was working a lot per offer, but it's allowed me it may sound selfish, but it's allowed for me to have a bit more me time. And even if I've got to send an offer out when I'm on the road, I can just do it on my phone. I haven't got to go back to my laptop and create a PDF and input this, that, and that. It's the ease of actually having my own personal life back. That's what RESO's really done for me. Yeah, I guess buyer feedback has been very good, because it has been quite transparent, because buyers know exactly where they will be sitting in terms of those offers. Like I said before, we are getting quite a lot of offers per properties now. And I guess the response that they're getting from it is, and what we're seeing is the growth rate is quite exponential now. Once there's 5 really hot buyers in that mix, once they see that they're not sitting first anymore, it can really take a spin. I had one the other day where I think we increased it, almost $250,000 in the sake of 48 hours. We're seeing huge benefits with it, and I think buyers really are appreciating it as well, because no one likes to miss out by 10,000 either. If an offer puts an offer on the first day, for example, they may sometimes have to wait until the 3rd week. However, if we rank it midway, and if they know they're sitting 15th out of 15th, and if they openly say to us, look, are we anywhere near it? If we say, look, we need a huge increase, it just allows them to really effectively put our property on the back burner and go to another one of ours if they need to. Because I do sympathise for buyers that way. I would want to be waiting 3 weeks just to find out that we missed out by 300,000. Definitely. What I explain to my sellers is this is a leveraging tool that we can really be as clear to buyers as possible that they aren't sitting first and they need to up their offer. And straight away, I show them previous properties and how we've increased offers upwards of, like we said, $250,000, and how we can You know, that $250,000 didn't happen straight away. That happened in intervals of 20, 30, 40,000. But I feel without that tool, buyers wouldn't have had that transparency of they weren't sitting first, they were now sitting third. So, you know, sometimes I'll even rank a property in front of an owner sometimes. I'll literally sit down and say, look, if we rank this, I guarantee you by the time we finish our listing appointment, someone would have rechanged their offer and we'd be sitting $15,000 more than what we were an hour ago. So that's a general thing that I can do if I time it right, obviously. But sellers really do appreciate that as well. I think it's a great tool, and I think if sellers can see it firsthand on what's actually occurring, I think they can kind of really dig in deeper on what RESO's entailed and how it is different to other things out there as well. Yeah, I'd say time management. Transparency for buyers, definitely. I think just really leveraging points. Obviously we've all got our negotiation techniques to get buyers up to where we need to, but once it's in black and white, they can't argue with that. So I think time management, efficiency as well. Like we said, we can be at a home open and we can just send that, deliver that SMS link straight away. So we can just accumulate as many offers as possible. Once they're at the property and they can see they're lining up with 30, 40 other people, I say to them, we're running a set date sale. However, the seller does reserve the right to sell straight away. So as soon as your offer comes in, we do present that to the owner. Do we rank it straight away? No, we will strategically rank it. But I think because we put the pressure on the buyer saying we will be presenting your offer straight away, I think the reaction time is quite impressive. And I think sellers are impressed by that. There's nothing better than finishing the first home open on a Saturday, and by the time you call them back an hour after saying we've got 3 offers on RESO, I think that puts quite a good stamp on us as agents as well. Here in WA, we get a lot of miners as well, and if they're at the property, they view it, but they're flying out the next day, and they decide a few days later they want to submit an offer. I think because we don't have to be there in person as well with them, RESO just makes it much easier. And I've never had a buyer ask me saying, how do I use this system? It's clear as day in terms of create your account, answer X, Y, Z questions, click the send button, and it's coming straight to us. I think that's another buyer feedback I've had, the usability, which is great. I'd say if you're in a heated market like we are here, and if you're running a few campaigns that are getting a heap of buyer interest, I wouldn't think twice about using RESO. In my opinion, RESO is a very cost-efficient source. When you put in the time we'd be putting into actually creating those offer docs compared to what RESO is giving us, I think it's an absolute no-brainer to use RESO personally. And sellers are loving it, buyers are loving it, and it just gives from a buyer perspective as well, it just gives everyone an opportunity to see where they're at and what they need to do to secure the home. The support network in the back of RESO as well is great. So they're always on call as well. So it's that's another big good thing about RESO. You're not dealing with an international company. They're local, they're a national company, and they're very proactive with getting back to you as well.